I have become hooked by true scary stories on YouTube from fellow This Channel users. It dawned me even though I didn't think I had my own hair-raising story. However, I was wrong, maybe due to length of time and me blanking out the experience. Looking back now, this could have ended very badly for me. I'm from London but was at university in Liverpool, northern city in UK, which is most famous for being the home city of the Beatles. I was about 19 and not the most sociable guy and lacked confidence with meeting girls. Anyway, I was at university, the campus for performing arts. I lived on the main campus and needed to take a bus to get between both campuses. My drama class had finished and my classmates were leaving and going back to their own rooms or into Liverpool City Centre. I went to the men's toilets to go for a leak, and when entering the toilet noticed suddenly a man at the sink and looking at me in the mirror. I don't know why, but I had a sixth sense that there was something unsettling about this young Caucasian man in his early 20s, who had eyeballed me back. Anyhow, I did my business and washed my hands and pretended to ignore the man who was still there at the basin, but I think I either ignored or said something like alright, as in the north of the UK they are a lot more friendlier than southerners like myself. Getting no reply back, I just exited the toilet and the reception was mainly quiet, so I exited the campus building and started on my walk to Liverpool City Centre, which was about 20-minute walk through the roads and outer city centre. I gave no more thought about the strange young man in the toilet. However, that soon changed as I looked back about 5 minutes and noticed that man was walking in the same direction as me. I felt little unnerved, but maybe just a coincidence as he was going to the city centre. So I just carried on my journey to the city centre. Some time later, walking past the outer city centre, I noticed the man was still following me but at nearer distance. I don't know why, but my sixth sense told me that I needed to be worried, and I quickened my pace up to see if this was the case or I was over-frighting about nothing. When I approached a long walkway to the main shopping centre, I noticed this man was still following me and staring at me with a deadpan stare, literally like a walking zombie. I was now freaking out but didn't want to make a scene, so ran down the escalator down in the shopping mall, and when I looked up I noticed the man was coming down the escalator at a pace and his focus all on me. I was now thinking, this man wants to do something bad to me and I don't want to find out what exactly. So I turned past the food court and ducked into a shop and hid by the corner. I knew that I would have been out of view of the man and didn't dare look to see if he had rushed past the shop. It was about 3 to 5 minutes that I felt much safer and exited the shop thinking that I had successfully escaped my tormentor, only a short time later to see the man walking in the opposite direction and walking directly towards me and staring directly at me with no expression. Thinking I was in big trouble now but surrounded by shoppers, we both walked past each other and nothing happened. My heart felt like it could have exploded, but it calmed right down as I noticed a couple of police officers walking into the shopping center and in my direction. I looked around to see if the man was following me or in my view, but he had thankfully vanished. I didn't speak to the police officers or anyone else about what had just happened as I felt embarrassed about the event, and probably this guy had a mental problem and I had caused a reaction, or more probably caught his attention in the toilet. I left Liverpool soon after. I didn't enjoy the course or the really wet winter weather. I am now in my early 30s and a special constable with the Met Police in London. I don't know whatever happened to that man and if he was a student at the university. I'm just grateful that he wasn't able to catch me on the eventful day in 2004.